Hello, everyone. Welcome back to When in Rome. It is I, your host, Roman, and we are at When in Rome, episode 45. Don't know why I said that. Don't know if we're still counting, but I guess I did. Say hi, Cameron.
Hi.
Hola. And then we have my friend Nico here. And you guys will remember Nico. He is the one who has a funny little thing about geography.
Wow.
Say hi,
Okay.
Nico.
Wow. Hello. Wow.
Hello, Nico.
I just got here. I just sat down. That's cool.
Well, you just got on the show. All right. So, oh shit, we're finally fucking here, guys. Finally, we are here with our first visual episode. Turn. Oh, Nico, thank you. I mean, you guys have been asking me to do a visual episode like literally since the first. I remember like literally the first fucking podcast episode. Someone's like, "Oh my god, when are you gonna do visual?" And I was like, "Your mom's doing it." And I haven't really wanted to do visual, but I will say that once we did the visual episode, it was really, really fun. What do you think?
Oh yeah,
It was really cool.
Yeah.
And it does bring a whole different like dynamic, and I am amazing and look gorgeous. The Camden looks gorgeous. And I think you guys are really gonna love it. Like I'm really excited to drop it. Are you excited, Camden?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm living my fantasy over here.
Yeah.
Just like learning a lot about this like while I'm doing it. But yeah, excited for people to see it.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Special shout out to Cameron for putting so much work into this. It looks really cool. Special shout out to like Tyler, Uneka, Z, Lady Camden, and Devin for helping us set it up because it was like a lot of people helped us out. And I would dare I say help us like upgrade this fucking podcast. Anyway, so tonight is going to be the first half. We're dropping with the fucking amazing Lady Camden. The visual part notwithstanding, it was a really fun interview and dare I say magical for us since we were recording it. The interview itself was really fun. It was really fun to get to know Lady Camden more. I hadn't really gotten to know a lot about her in like since before, Drag Race and about her little Billy Elliot moments and all that kind of stuff. So it's really fun. Stay tuned after the break for that. Next week, we are excited to be dropping our panel on gay gamers. They exist. It was really fun talking to my gay, nerdy friends who play games. We talked about everything from like, do gays stereotypically play like girls when they're younger? Yes. What games are like better to play that have like less toxic masculinity? What do you do when you discover that in the gaming world? It was really fun. So next week we'll be dropping that. We're going to be taking a week off of Christmas. So just to give us a chance to rest on that secular holiday. So keep that in mind. We love you. We also will be taking a month off in February. Just going to keep throwing this out there so you guys know. And that's it. Thank you again for tuning in, listening, and liking. Remember to listen, like, share, and laugh. My IG is WhenNRome. And with that, let's get our mood enhancer, please. Nico, no mood enhancer for you because we want you to be able to speak. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Wow, I guess nicotine is Cameron's mood enhancer. And let's get into this. Fucking fake crackhead. Happening since we last saw each other. We have Christmas coming up, guys. Do you have any plans, Cameron?
I will be home in Chicago for Christmas.
Sucking all that Chicago and cock.
Not on Christmas, but probably
before, after, and browsing during this. Don't blame me.
Window
She's gonna be over that turkey. Like, yeah, I'm looking for this.
I'm Boxing Day.
Hey, yeah. Okay, Nico. What about you?
I have a lot of plans actually. I don't know how many I'm gonna do. I'm supposed to go home. I'm supposed to go to Tucson. I want to go ice skating. I want to go look at the lights. I want to go to the Christmas tree. These are all Christmas plans, bitch. These are all holiday plans.
Are you gonna go pumpkin patching?
Bitch, I might.
Do you want to tell everyone about your love for pumpkin patches?
Pumpkin patches are amazing. Pumpkins. Watch your mouth.
The one time I just
keep my pumpkin patches out your mouth.
You see how this motherfucker is yelling about pumpkin patches?
Patches are so cute. It's like, you know what? I will always get into my white girl autumn because they do it right. Okay.
You will always get into your white girl autumn, girl. You are white.
White girls, first of all.
Oh Jesus, let's move off pumpkin patches. So my plans for Christmas are not to be going to a pumpkin patch, not with his white ass. I don't know what I'm gonna do for Christmas. Actually, I think I'm gonna go to a friend's house. I would love to do a white elephant, like a white elephant or white elephant. Like parties are really fun because you can get like sometimes you get a really good gift. Although it can be fucking annoying. One time I wouldn't gotta like when you bring a really cute gift and you walk away with some shit. I walk away with some nicotine gum back in the day, and I was still smoking. I was like, "Your mama, bitch, you ain't gonna tell me not to smoke." The fuck. Anyway, so those are my Christmas plans. Oh, and you would think about the gum that really pissed me off is I was like, "Why would you give me gum?" You guys know I don't like gum, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Is everyone heard my gum story?
Well, yeah, but they didn't give you gum. You just ended
I
up with the
I don't
gum.
give a fuck. Okay, anyway.
Anyway,
If you guys don't know why I like gum, I'm just going to tell you because it's a little story about me. So once I was younger, I was in a YMCA pool, first mistake. And I was swimming like little black kids do. Yes, black people can swim. And this piece of gum that I had seen in the pool, I think a little earlier, it like flew into my mouth. And I like automatically like chewed it. And then I started like, oh my God, freaking out. And then I started drowning because I thought, well, you know what I mean? It was gum in my mouth. And so the next thing you know, I'm being pulled out of the water. You know, I'm coughing and look over and that little piece of purple gum is sitting on the fucking thing. So that is why I don't like gum.
That's crazy.
So
I'm not white. By the way.
okay.
Girl, okay, I'm sorry. You're 2% Native American, girl. All right, you're 23andMe.
Fuck your gum
You know,
story.
oh my God. You know what? Can I have a for every person of color listening to this? Can you raise your hand for every time? Raise a finger for every time a white person tries to tell you they're not white. Anyway, speaking of white people yelling at white people all weekend, can we talk about the entitledness? Nico, do you remember that little homeless person that was just yelling at that poor white woman today?
Yes.
I was just saying. And you guys know when you are like, you have that like the homeless person that just like they just got on the Tina train, like they just like 6 or 7 months ago they were probably passing and they were walking through, and now they look, but they slightly homeless. This poor man, this homeless man, unhoused, sorry, was like yelling at this girl at the parklet, and you know me, I'm the only like the gay hero. Excuse me, sir, leave her alone. Leave her alone. Okay. Thank you. I just wanted to tell you guys that I stood up for a white woman and I did that. Anyway, that was really all. I think it's important to know that. That's all. Do you guys have anything you want to talk about? Happenings?
Growth.
Fuck you, bitch. First of all, growth. That's, you know what? I hate you. Let's move to party reviews. And we're back with party reviews. Okay, so first Thursdays. So fucking Cameron was like, oh my God, I'm so excited about Rebecca Black because, you know, her name's Rebecca Black. And he played me that one fucking song. What's the song that she sings?
Friday.
Friday. That's not singing.
That's also not the way the song goes.
Yeah. So anyway, so I thought we were going to be going to hear that shit, not watching her do her only Charlie XCX moment when she was DJing techno the whole fucking night. And then I was just like, okay. And so, I mean, whatever. First Fridays was fun because I didn't go to that. I was dancing. But then when that bitch started like, put your poppers in the air, I was like, no, bitch, because I'm a grown man. Okay. I have other substances I'll put in the air, but I'm not putting my poppers anywhere up in the air. I'll put my cloaca in the air. Anyway, first Thursdays was fun. Despite Rebecca Black. Let's see, there was Prime. Did you guys like Prime?
No, not that much.
Oh, Nico did not enjoy Prime.
I didn't go, so.
So it was my first time going to Prime as a main event. I will say that I definitely enjoyed it. There was a lot of hot guys that were definitely not in their prime. So it was definitely just a collection of like, you know, cute men. The music upstairs was fun if you like old school circuit. And by that, I mean circuit that doesn't know Barack Obama was president. But it was cute. You know, just introduce it to Trump. And then downstairs is really fun, but there's something about the heat. Like in SF, like if you're going to turn the heat on to get people to take their clothes off, you have to be able to manage and turn it off. Because at some point it got so fucking hot that I just felt like I was going to pass out. You know what I mean? It was just like, how can you guys have sex? I can barely breathe.
Yeah, I think right now it's that like between, of course, like Powerhouse doing that normally, but it's like the balance of it's kind of cold outside, so we have the heat on for like to make it the right temperature in here, and then also like, okay, let's crank it up a notch because it's like, oh no, but you should have just left it where it's at.
Enough bodies feel it, and they just I think no one ever turns it off because it was at one point I was just like, it is too fucking hot and prime. Do you know what I mean? Like, my God, do you have to be 60 to feel this heat? Because I mean, my God,
well, you know, when you get old, you get cold. Anyway.
I don't know anybody who gets cold like that, bitch. Shit. Anyway, the one thing I will say, like, that was like really getting me is like, you know, when you go to Kochak and then they have all those like fucking plastic bags, and it was just like the waste, girl, because it was just like hundreds of plastic bags that you just use for an hour and then you just throw away, and all I saw was just plastic bags everywhere, and I was just like, girl, this is San Francisco. Do you know what I mean? This is like we're supposed. I don't know. I know it was just gross. It was just a lot. It was so much waste. It was so much waste.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, you have 200, 300 people. We all put our shit in a plastic bag and then we just throw it away and they throw it away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they really could just
Huge
get like
trash bags.
drawstring bags
Or
or
something.
some
Or paper
reusable
bags.
bag.
Yeah,
Like because
yeah.
these people like continue to throw parties, so like they could just invest in.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, to them probably the cheaper thing is buying these dollar like rolls of
True.
like whatever.
I mean,
But
Or paper bags.
well,
Or paper bag or something.
Sure.
But it was just so much plastic,
Yeah.
dude. I know I'm the only climate warrior, but fuck. Anyway, puta sucia. So last week we talked about Q Bar. So now there's like a Sunday little kind of like party starting at 5:00. It was really fucking fun. It was I had a nice little cute crowd. You know I like Q Bar. We was in a dance. They got a stripper pole and shit that moves and bitch. Like Nico, you don't have the coordination. Please don't touch it. It's for people of actual color.
You
Man,
can really
it's
walk
so
on a straight
fucked
line.
up.
I'm confused.
Nah, next episode he gonna bring his fucking actual 23andMe. So yeah, go to Q Bar. It was fun. Okay, so we have upcoming events. We have Eruption at Bo. So if you remember the Eruption party last time at Bo was really fucking fun. It's gonna be their Christmas edition. I'm excited. This is Friday. I'll see you there. I'm a host. It's got cute music. Da 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 da. Then there's the only after hours at Phoenix on Friday. I'm hosting that as well. It's actually gonna be a little like celebration for us doing a year, Cameron. So we'll have to drag Cameron the Hermit out and go.
okay, all right.
Oh, sorry. Is he not a hermit? And then let's see. That's pretty much all I have coming up. Oh, sorry. There's Bounce at Lookout. So I heard Lookout is actually being like kind of hot recently. On Fridays and Saturdays or whatever. They have like a cute. So Bounce at Lookout is on Friday. So check that out, y'all. Let me know. I heard it's hot. Next week we got Young Hearts at Ego coming up.
You know, Imahina's on Saturday at the
Ooh.
Mint. Yeah,
There's an Imahina at the Mint on Saturday.
and then
Who's spinning?
Mickey Friedman and someone else.
Okay.
And then there's whatever. What's the afters? What's it they do at Halcyon?
Oh, a Nocturnal?
Nocturnal following that with
What's
Alex
going on this
Acosta.
Like, why?
Just,
Oh, it's Black Christmas. Oh, it's Black Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so yeah, there's Nocturnal and there's a
Imahina at the Mint.
Imahina.
Yeah.
All right, those are our fucking party reviews. Let's go to break. All right, we're back with world news. Israel says its airstrikes destroyed most of Syria's strategic weapons stockpiles. Okay, so let's back up a little bit before we talk about Israel. Let's talk about Syria. So if you guys don't know, there have been some major changes in Syria over the past weekend. Syria's old dictator had been in power for like 15 years. He was a very brutal dictator, backed by Russia, and through being backed by Russia, has been able to stay in power through a brutal regime. It's probably killed hundreds of thousands of fucking people. There has been a resistance for a while, I believe, like the last 7 years. It stemmed, of course, from him ordering the deaths, I think, of some women who were protesting. So anyway, Bashar Assad, the dictator, fled the country when his army lost a series of battles, and Damascus, the main city, was surrounded. They believe that he's fled to Moscow. Of course, the Russians haven't said anything, but like a true fucking coward, the dictator fled the country. Like, all dictators flee. I love how dictators can kill hundreds of thousands of people, but then when it comes to them, like, they have to, like, Adolf killed himself. They never want to stay and face repercussions, right? And they flee like little fucking cowards. Anyway, interesting is what I do like to say, is there's going to be a lot of pontification, a lot of discussion about like the geopolitical, climate. And a lot of it's going to be bullshit because I'm reading a lot of articles now about how it's going to hurt Russia on the world stage and da-da-da-da. Don't nobody know what this is going to do. Did nobody see Syria that I know? Did nobody see Syria, taking its independence from what everything is going on right now? Syria is basically taking its independence away from this dictator. But of course, that leaves a power vacuum. That leaves what are the rebel forces going to do? Who's going to take over what? What the article is talking about is that Israel has started bombing chemical weapons depots and strategic missile defense systems because it doesn't want them to fall into the hands of infidels or fucking blah blah blah. So, what do you guys think?
I think regardless, I think it's going to be an interesting watch. I think it's going to be, or not interesting watch. I think it's going to be interesting to see how the country evolves now, whether it's going to be like in a good or bad way, whether they're going to, do things that are good for the people or bad for the people. Because I could see it going both ways, right? They might have liberated it and they might do something good with it. I don't know. But then, they might have liberated it and they might, be just as bad or worse as their original dictator.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really heard anything or done any research, which I should do, about the rebels in terms of like their belief system, and if they're, you know, how like if they're, you know, Muslims and they believe in blah blah. I don't even know if they are, right? But it will be interesting it'll be interesting to see how what happens. And it's interesting because I don't really want to agree with Israel. I feel like it shouldn't be Israel, but I do feel like we probably should be bombing and destroying any chemical weapon stockpiles, because no, we shouldn't be
Right.
having chemical weapon stockpiles. And if those get into the wrong hands, get sold, get broken, and that or the people start using them on the people in Syria, you know what I mean? Like it just, I feel like I can understand why countries would want to bomb stockpiles in a country like that. You know what I mean? Like let's get it. You know what I mean, Cameron?
Yeah, I think like to Nico's point, I think anytime situations like this happen, it's interesting to see like what comes next, you know. It's just like a lot changing. I think it's just kind of another story. Like I think if you look at like the last like I guess like 2 years, there's just been a lot of change throughout the world, like in various countries, which I think of course is needed in certain places and forced upon people in
I hope,
others, you know.
yeah, and I hope it does turn democratic, because I mean because I think we need that, right? We've seen a lot of like democracies are fighting with authoritarianism, and it's like, you know what I mean? But we know that authoritarianism doesn't work. It just authoritarianism, it can seem to work. So it's nice to see some like hopefully new democracy sprouting up. Do you know what I mean? Or some people at the very least fighting off a dictator. You know what I mean? Because it's just like we just in the past, the press has been the stories have been a lot darker. And so at least for right now, it's hope, because you finally were able to fight off this fucking dictator. You know what I mean? They're going through the black sites, you know what I mean, where they were housing and you know, and torturing people. They're going through the palaces and seeing all that. So I mean, like it's always good to celebrate fighting off authoritarianism.
I feel like the world is slowly gearing up for another massive war. Like I feel like if you look at the what like what is it called? Basically, we're overdue for a war. Like we as a world are overdue for a war.
Oh, come
I
on,
don't know
conspiracy theory.
Not in like actually like, oh, we need the war, but like just based on human pattern and like human history, we're a little overdue.
Let's hope not. And with that, let's go to American news. And we're back with American news. This is, if you haven't heard about this, then you've been living on a rock.
Oh,
CEO killing the latest, Luigi Mangione, considered a crime of symbolic takedown. So, unless you've been living on a rock, then you've probably heard about the UnitedHealthCare CEO shooting. But if you haven't heard, then here's the backstory. So last week, the CEO of UnitedHealthCare, one of the biggest insurance companies in the U.S., was shot in Manhattan while heading to a shareholder meeting. The shooting quickly went viral because of the shooter, who at the time, no one knew who he was. There was a picture of him with a mask. He looked kind of cute, blah, blah, blah. There's been speculation from the very beginning that the shooter targeted the healthcare CEO because of issues with the insurance company. So some backstory on United Healthcare. It's one of the biggest insurance companies in the country. It also has one of the highest rates of denials in terms of insurance claims, which basically means that it denies more people for coverage for their claims than most other insurance companies. There was also an issue with a new AI initiative that was just like turning down people left and fucking right arbitrarily. There was a class action lawsuit about that. So the big thing is that like CEO got shot. The world started laughing. Everyone started saying it was his comeuppance. And what I love is reading articles where they try to admonish us for feeling guilty or like for laughing or not or celebrating when CEOs make decisions and billionaires make decisions that affect the lives literally of people daily. And they make decisions that negatively affect. We literally know CEOs who have made decisions who have killed hundreds of thousands of people. Hello, Purdue. And nothing happens to them. Do you know what I mean? Like literally they get to pay some money. They take their names off museums. And then you wonder why people are not upset about a CEO being shot. Like I personally don't advocate for violence, but I definitely can be somewhat happy that, I don't know, a CEO finally got affected by something, because these motherfuckers don't ever get it. You know what I mean? Like no one went to jail for the financial crisis. You know what I mean? Nobody went to jail for Purdue. Nobody goes to jail for anything. You know what I mean? Rich people in general, billionaires, nothing happens to them. So am I celebrating that they got shot? No, but am I happy that one of these motherfuckers finally got affected by the shit they create? Yes. What do you guys think, Cameron?
Well, I think I was having a discussion with Phil about this. It's like this. I think what people also should realize, like you brought up the point, is that this is happening. It's not just healthcare. Like people are like dialed in because it's like healthcare and they like can understand that. But like there's also a ton of companies that are disenfranchising groups, like with actions that they're taking.
I mean, we know that.
Well, but I think that, but the people are like complacent with it and not like.
Do you think people are complacent or are they disenfranchised? You can't, you know, you just said they're being disenfranchised.
Sorry, that people aren't saying, hey, this is a problem when you look at like where it's happening. Like, for example, like you can take like manufacturing, like great, I can get this product, but somewhere down the supply chain, like it's affecting someone, but we're not like the CEO has to make these decisions, these choices, like at the benefit of the company, you know. I just think that there's like, we should be taking this and saying like, hey, couldn't we introspect and like challenge that across other things? Just people like the general public. Like I think we're saying that. I'll pause. Well, let's. This is
I get what you're saying, but I just think that, like, I'm challenging on like who's the we. Like I think the problem, that's where the anger is coming from. That there is no we. You know what I mean? Like the we are in the pocket of the CEOs. You know what I mean? So like the we would be politicians and all that, and that's the problem. Even both parties, the politicians are in the pocket. They're like the people who are supposed to be standing up for us don't. CEOs and the billionaires have all the power, and they're getting and we're getting more and more unequal. Do you know what I mean? And so that's why people are so upset, because who do you talk to? Who do you go? Your politicians don't help. The businesses don't help. Your entire life is enriching a CEO. Every time you go out the door, every time you walk out of your door, or actually you don't have to walk out of your door. Every time you open your eyes and do something, you're enriching the life of a CEO, of a billionaire, and who is then making your life miserable. You know what I mean? Or making decisions that affect you. And there's really like, who do you go? How do you affect it?
Well, and that's what and that's what I'm saying is like we should like from this, like I'm hoping that there's that discussion happens to like a wider like to not just looking at like healthcare, for example, where it's like we're looking at how maybe it directly affects me because it's like that specific thing of like healthcare, to say like there's other people that are affected by these things and we can influence change to like that, you know, sweatshop that's making your clothes that you're buying on Shein or Temu, you know, for your Quest, your deals, you know, like it's a wider issue that can be explored.
Nico,
but I'll pause. So, yeah.
I have a range of reactions. That initially, I think it's hilarious. I think the memes, I'm eating it up. I think it is fucking hilarious. And not that I know it's wrong, you know, to kill somebody, but I also don't feel super bad because, like you said, they put people out all the time. This company specifically is so bad that they raised the bar. They raised the median average of denial claims. I think look, if I was in a room alone with him and he was like, "Let me get some head before I go," I'd be like, "Anytime." How many times you want it? 3 times? 4 times?
Yeah, I mean,
no,
I'm definitely not gonna thirst trap a murderer. But I mean, he's cute. But I do think that like they've got his dick pics out now. It's a lot. On
a more serious note, I do think, This is like kind of why I'm kind of sad that TikTok's leaving, because it does. This is kind of showing
TikTok's leaving.
Yeah, they're banning TikTok. This is kind of showing
they want to ban
the
TikTok.
government. No, they signed the bill. They want, because this is what kind of the power of social media has, right? It shows you that there are people out there, right? And then because had TikTok not been around, or Twitter not been around, maybe we wouldn't really know this. It would be maybe more of a localized thing. You'd see it on the news, but it wouldn't get nearly as much traction. But now we're like, okay, even if we all know it's wrong, like I'm sure everyone that's making these memes are like, okay, yeah, it's wrong to kill somebody, but also
Yeah,
we don't care because somebody like this is
they didn't kill the person, and then I like I said I don't yeah, it's wrong to kill someone. We didn't kill the person, but it's also wrong. It's also wrong. It's what happens. It's what happens when you don't have any other way to enact your rage against the change. You know what I mean?
Right.
And because the CEOs and the billionaires have taken away a lot of your options, so no, I don't feel bad for this motherfucker because these people are sitting in because the board meeting they were going to go sit in was going to be deciding. You know what I mean? How many other people they want to fucking kill? How many other people they want to deny?
Also,
you know what I mean? So yeah, that's it. Let's move on to local. Oh wait, I do want to say one thing though. I will say that like what they aren't talking about is the ghost gun part of it, right? So the idea that it was a 3D printed gun and a 3D printed silencer and a ghost gun, meaning that it was untraceable. So like, and it was plastic, which means that it's not going to go off. You know what I mean? So it's like that, once again, like that's that. Like and I know that we are in a country where guns are everything, but you know what I mean? That's just kind of a scary part, right?
Yeah.
That you can just literally print a gun off the internet, print a silencer, you can print, you know what I mean? And then not have any metal. So that's kind of scary. Cause I mean, that could easily be used against us. You know what I mean? So anyway, let's move to local news, guys. Welcome back to SF Local News. All right, so the SF Hotel Workers Strike prompts Law School Association to move annual conference to a new location. So a massive hotel workers strike in San Francisco is starting to impact the upcoming conference. If you guys didn't know, the Associate of American Law Schools originally planned to hold its annual meeting at Hilton downtown, but because of the labor dispute, it's moved to the Moscone Center. Also, it's expecting around 2,500 guests. That's a lot of fucking guests. So basically, I think I talked about this on the podcast, but if you didn't know, for the past like 3 months, 3 months, about 2,000 fucking hotel workers have been fucking protesting. If you've been going downtown, you'll see them. They make a lot of noise and shit. What's crazy is that they said that the fucking hotels didn't even talk to them until after 53 days. They literally fucking protested for 53 days before the hotels had a conversation with them, but it didn't really go anywhere. And so I'm here for it. I'm happy that this is probably now, of course, when the hotels will start to start to come to the table when some big conferences start getting, because I guess they have some big conferences coming up. They have the NBA All-Stars is going to be here and all that. So I don't know. What do you think, Cameron?
I think, well, one, I thought it ended, and then the other day I was like, and not the other day, like 2 weeks ago, I was in Union Square and I heard them protesting. I'm like, oh shit, this is still going on. Like I thought they had come to a resolution, because usually when you kind of see these things, it's like, okay, maybe it'll go on for like a week, and then like they decide like, okay, let's come to the table and like resolve something. I was like, oh shit, like this still hasn't been resolved. So, but yeah, I agree with you. I think that we're getting to that point where now enough time has eclipsed that these like larger things that does bring these corporations a lot of revenue, it's going to start impacting them. But I mean, like, it is a little sad that we're still in, of course. Again, I'm like disenfranchising people who are like, that like we can't just pay people a living wage and like,
especially
like,
I mean they've been fucking protesting for 53 days. They want their fucking money, right. And we're the first, one or two most expensive cities in the world. So hotel workers ain't getting enough money, and these corporations are making record profits right now. You know what I mean? It's just like the same tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast. You know what I mean? Like this is why CEOs get shot. Nico,
who's their CEO? No, I'm just kidding. But it honestly kind of makes me sad because I do know people who work in hotels and it's a full-time job, and you do get paid very, very little comparatively because it is a full-time job. You're there the entire day and you're making like almost minimum wage.
Yeah,
and
you're serving people who are making so much more than you, living in a city,
right,
where you can't even afford to live, and you have to take a train. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
And you're living in the Bay Area; it's so expensive.
Right?
You're living with what, like 2, 3, 4, 5 people. Most of those people have families. They're struggling to make rent. They're struggling to keep food on their kids' tables.
And when you work at a hotel, you generally have to wear like a uniform. You know what I mean? And taking care of that uniform, and they generally make you pay for the fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like, oh god, it's annoying.
Well,
anyway,
we're sorry. One last thing. So you said it's moving like to the Moscone Center. It'll be interesting, like if there's not retail, like the any kickback of like now it's not in the hotel where like they're hosting it and people like stay. That like now because of this like issues like. People staying somewhere for a conference and having to like go somewhere else effectively.
what do you say?
Because
so basically, yeah, they cancel. So basically, they cancel the conference at this hotel because of the strike.
Right.
And so now they're not getting the money.
Right.
They're not getting the 2,500 guests.
Right.
That are gonna
can you stay
else.
at the Moscone Center? Like, do they have like?
I guess.
I don't. Okay.
I don't know, girl.
Okay.
But I guess
I'll have to look into it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway.
All right, and that's it. Let's move to pop culture news. And we're back with pop culture news, everyone. This one's a doozy. Jay-Z named with Sean Diddy Combs in sexual assault lawsuit. Jay-Z claims idiotic and fiery response. So basically, Jay-Z, aka Sean motherfucking Carter, was accused Sunday in a civil lawsuit of raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000 with Diddy. The lawsuit, which was first filed back in October, had originally listed Combs as a defendant. It has since been refiled to name Carter as well. The accusation comes from an anonymous Jane Doe who claimed Combs and Carter raped her in 2000 after they had brought her to an MTV Music Video Awards after party. Jay-Z claimed his attorney was sent blackmail surrounding the allegations from the attorney representing the girl and a lot of people who are suing P. Diddy. Carter said he doesn't want to settle, wants to expose the accuser for a liar, blah, blah, blah. Jay-Z filed a motion to dismiss. What do you guys think? Nico?
Honestly, I'd believe it. I love the Carters, but there's been rumors, right? They had somebody that they worked with really close come out and like do this expose about basically like the Carters are dangerous because they want power, they want money, and they want to control whatever they control. And I would not be like if they came out and they're like, yeah, this is true, I would be like, that makes sense. Like, yeah, I encourage you. I forget what the name is, but I encourage you to watch what the expose that the guy did on Beyonce and Jay-Z because they're together. They are very much like I was just telling you. Jay-Z told Rihanna, hey, you sign this contract or you go out the 29th window, and Rihanna was like, I'll sign the contract. But it's also like, why would you even joke like that? Like, that's not something you like. What?
Cameron?
I just think it's like, where does this end? Like, yeah, just seeing it's like person after person after person after like it's like sad. And I'm glad that it's being like brought to light. But it is sad that like it's been this many years and like people haven't been able to felt that they can or had the ability to
well because I mean like music didn't really get a Me Too movement, you know what I mean, like the music industry didn't get it like kind of like the directors or whatever. So like, and it's just, I mean, P. Diddy was the first, and that one attorney that's representing him, he said there's gonna be some names coming out, you know what I mean. He was like, and like, because this was something that was filed with Diddy, and then like, you know what I mean, and so like he knew, you know what I mean, like he had to money, and there's a lot of names, and also apparently there was a female star who was watching Jay-Z and P. Diddy rape this girl. So I wonder who was that, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna say it was Beyonce, but like, who was it? But I just think, like, to Nico's point, there have been rumors talking about Jay-Z for a while. And I tend to believe the accuser because I know that Jay-Z's trying to say you make money. You don't make money trying to accuse a billionaire of rape. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, these are billionaires. These are like, you know what I mean? Between the two of them, these are icons of industry. It's not worth it. You know what I mean? What money you would get if that was what you were in it for, it would not be worth what is going to happen to your life if you're trying to say that Jay-Z raped you, Beyonce's husband. Do you know what I mean? So for somebody to say that, to me, is not like I believe the accuser, because the amount of shit that is going to happen to you, it just for saying that, to me, it'd have to be true to do, because who would want to go through that? Right. There's not enough money in the fucking world. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, to have to try and I'm gonna play this like farce of like,
you
know, like play
like
this
you
out
get $1 million.
as, like,
Is it worth everything that's going to happen to you for the rest of your life? You know what I mean? Like that's why I believe the accuser. You know what I mean? Like, and to the story, like I said, in general, when people say this, you know, I believe, because just to get to this point, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, like based on what I've heard and the things, I believe that's what it is. And I also believe that Jay-Z's response is a little bit too fiery. Do you know what I mean? Like the me thinks thou protest too much. You know what I mean? It always starts like this. Wasn't P. Diddy just like this? P. Diddy was just like this. Fuck you, I didn't do it. I got raided. Oh my god, I did it. I'm so sorry when you saw the video. Do you know what I mean? So it's like like the fiery response is always how they start.
Yeah, it's like when you like when you're a little too reactive. It's like it's
I believe it. I believe it. Anyway, we'll see where we go from here. So let's go. Hopefully you enjoyed this news recap. Stay tuned after the break for the first half interview with Lady fucking Camden. Big moment for us. We're going visual, visual, visual. And in terms of the future, we just wanted to let you know we're planning on recording the interviews from now on. So we'll be getting visual interviews every month. And then, yes, we have some eyes on panels and stuff like that. So definitely you'll be getting more visuals. But right now we plan on doing it like, you know, the interviews. So next week we're dropping our newest panel on gay gamers. So check that out. Should be fun. I have a lot of nerdy gamer friends and they're going to love talking about all the nerdy gamer things. Please check out our Discord server. The link is in the show notes. See you in a week. Remember to listen, rate, and share. Thank you, Nico.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Cameron.
You're very welcome.
Please tell your friends and spread the word. Also, remember to set a reminder so you'll get a notice when I post new shows. Send me any feedback, questions, comments, or concerns on IG. My IG is WhenNRome. Fuck, I fucked that up. Damn it. I'm going to do it over time. My IG is WhenNRome. And with that, keep it sassy, San Francisco.
Bye.
Bye. Hello, everyone. And we are here for the very first visual. I don't even know how to say it. How do you say it? Like visual? Like televised? Not televised.
Kind of.
Visual?
On cam.
Yeah, like on camera.
Yeah. Visual.
Of WhenInRome. And I have Lady Camden,
Yes.
Rex Wheeler.
Yes.
Here with me. Thank you so much.
Yes.
This is amazing. So yeah, this is what I look like, you fuckers. Like you have been asking for a visual since like the first podcast, and I've been like, no, bitches, no, I just want to do audio. Like this is the whole point of a podcast.
Please, you love look.
I do love. I am beautiful. No, whoa. Okay, it's not me. This is about you. But here we are. So thank you, and thank you, Lady Camden. It's been amazing. How are you doing, babe?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
I'm honored that you asked.
Thank you. I didn't even do the Rome. This is WhenInRome. Sorry, guys. Shit. Didn't even know how to do this. WhenInRome.
They know at this point.
Ooh. Hola. I'm black. Didn't know if you guys knew that. And we have Lady Camden here, and I'm really excited. Thank you. This is also our year anniversary, so this is like why we wanted to kind of like drop this and do our first visual episode. And I really appreciate you doing
Oh,
this.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Look, a full year.
A full year.
Sickening.
Full year.
Did you notice you just went a full year?
I
Everyone
literally
does
know
that.
I do that. You know that.
No, I love it.
You know that I take a little bit of the.
When I
accent.
say something and people naturally like
Yeah.
repeat it, they go in my accent. Absolutely.
I do it with my friend Phil, but he always says that it's a much horrible accent. But that's because he's from Hertfordshire and not really from London, and he doesn't like it.
Yeah, we
Thank
don't-
you, Phil.
Thanks, Phil, but we don't go to.
Right. He's actually from Birmingham. Anyway, good God. Okay, so let's get started. I have some questions for you. So I know you were born in Camden Town, right? But tell me about the Electric Ballroom.
So my dad was the manager of a nightclub in Camden Town called the Electric Ballroom, and it was sort of one of those clubs where you know, the front of it is like a small little doorway, and then you go in, and then there's this whole other world underground, really massive dance floor. We don't really get massive clubs in San Francisco other than like you have to go to like specific venues that have club nights kind of thing.
What kind of music? It was like rock, right?
It was kind of like they would do music concerts of bands that were in town during the week, and then Friday was goth night, and then Saturday was like pop night.
And that's where they met? Your dad and your mom?
My mum and my dad met there because my mum was a fashion designer. She would make her own clothes and jewelry and stuff. And there was like a Sunday market where in the afternoon you would have a stall and you would sell your clothes, and they met there.
Wow.
I think the reason Camden is my name it's just because like, you know, we all have like nice memories of childhood and traumatic memories of childhood, but like when I think about Camden, I visualize that nightclub, and I think about like waiting for my dad to get off work, and like he would, just to keep me busy, he would like turn the lights on, and he would like put on music, like just like whatever setting would have like disco, you know, spinny, and I would just have the dance floor to myself, and I would just kind of like dance, like I had a roller skates.
I'm picturing like what is that Broadway play? Billy, right?
Billy Elliot.
Yeah, Billy Elliot.
Yes.
I'm picturing you. Oh my god.
I know I hate to be the
stereotype?
the stereotype, but when I saw Billy Elliot, that was what made me
I mean,
want to
who
like.
isn't a stereotype when they're a young gay queer? I mean, my god.
Yeah, and I got into ballet because of Billy Elliot. I hate to say that.
Ballet. I was gonna ask Billy Elliot.
It's such a cliche, but like it's a beautiful film, and like it just, you know, it basically paints the picture of the ballet being this other perfect place, this other world that you can escape to, and the idea of auditioning for that school is very like, it's like Hogwarts. Like if I get in, I get to go away, and
You're like, I get to be live my big gay fantasy with those beautiful hot male dancers.
And when I got in,
Thick thighs.
I didn't. Yes, well, at that age, not really. It's like that awkward 14, 15 where like.
Well, no, I wasn't talking about your thighs. I was talking
Later.
about the thighs
Of the professional.
Yes, that you were dreaming about.
Yes, the ones on the posters.
Yeah, pedo. I'm not a pedo. I'm talking about the thighs of the man, you know, because that was me when I was younger. We should like watch dancing movies and be like, oof.
What dancing movies did you watch?
I mean, it was a center stage, right. And they used to, or like just like any of the, what is it? The only white girl with the white girl and the black guy dance.
Save the Last Dance.
Save the Last Dance. You know?
Wait, can we talk about how when she does this terrible solo, really, sorry, Julia Stiles, right? Yeah. Really bad.
Yeah. Now, but back
in the moment, we were all like,
I was like,
wow,
oh shit, like
she's got moves. And then I know, and the actor,
Oscar,
and this hot actor who's a dancer is like, wow,
right?
And we're like, she is struggling, bitch. She is having a seizure.
Literally, when I see it now, it's what I make fun of my white friends when they do. It's just what the back then, it was.
If you saw her at Badlands, you'd be like,
I see her at Badlands. We have friends. I have a friend named Devin, and that's how I think he dances. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh my god, right? Like, oh, if you hear people in the audience, it's because I have some friends listening, and I'm talking about.
And you're in the back
right now. I'm talking about their mamas right now. Anyway, so I wanted to ask about your home. So obviously you grew up in a very musically inclined home, right? Listening to Billy Elliot. Your dad was like, shut up, you're annoying me. They put on some disco. And then you just walked around in your tutu.
Well,
Billy Elliot.
I mean, this might sound kind of dark, but when my parents split up, my mum, going through the divorce, would listen to like a lot of really good music. Like a lot of like powerful women. I don't know, Diana Ross, Aretha Franklin.
Okay, so the dark part is the fact that she was listening to black people? Like,
no.
Okay, it's getting
the dark part is shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the fuck up.
Because this might sound kind of dark. She started listening to really good music. Diana Ross. Right. Anyway, go ahead.
No, just like she was obviously going through it.
Yeah.
And as a kid, I just didn't really understand what was going on. But she would like fill the house with like just music all the time.
But like, it was
always female empowering.
Yeah.
Like ultimately later on would feel very gay music, like anthem, drag queeny, fierce, empowering.
At the time, you were just like, "Where's that vibrato coming from?"
I was like, "Wow, this is great. This is cool." You know,
I'm. Yeah, I can see you being. I'm Whitney.
Yeah, me too. Got it. Yeah. They literally just like, I don't know. Dusty Springfield was in there too. There would be some random ones like You're My Butterfly, Sugar, Baby. What is that song?
Oh, I'm not that old. I don't know.
But it was,
so
girl. Let's not tell lies on this podcast.
Butterfly, Sugar, Baby, whatever.
I thought this podcast
we just talked about what happens when you're old, and I was saying, so before we turned on the lights, we were talking about growing older because I'm 40, and I was like, you're 40 when I told someone I'm 40, like, but you have such a young energy.
Yeah.
Bitch, I didn't say anything about my energy, motherfucker. I said I'm 40, and you said, oh, but okay, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
I didn't say it to you like,
what? I just said I'm 40 when you asked, and then you give me you know what I mean?
I wasn't sad about it.
Right.
I wasn't complaining. You asked me a question. I gave
You
you
asked me a
facts.
question, and then you gave me
I didn't
a
say-
pat on the back.
Right.
Like, you can do it.
I didn't say,
You know what I
but I'm
mean?
40
Like,
though.
You're doing it well, right? Like, you motherfucker. He was fine, so I didn't say nothing because I wanted him to fuck me. But
It's like I didn't say that. Like I have no limbs.
right, like
Yeah.
I have no legs.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I hear that your mom was always very supportive of your drag. Is that true?
Yeah, not at first.
Not at first.
I think originally, I was pursuing ballet, and I think when you watch your kid, I imagine like really pursuing something for a long time, and it's their dream, and you go through so many like ups and downs of like successes and then failures, and you watch them battle all of that. I think she wanted me to just like keep doing ballet forever, and
Plus, it was a little safer than drag.
yeah, and that's risky, you're not putting yourself really out there. There's a romanticism about ballet, it's like Mr. Perfect, like you're this perfect person in this perfect world, and there's
Plus,
just nothing.
There's a safety net, right? Like,
Yeah.
even if you're not the best, you can still make a living. You can
make a
still be taking
living,
care of.
you're part of a company, a team.
and you're part of this like rarefied field that I mean,
Right.
that can get along.
And when you say to people, I do ballet, it's
They
like,
say,
ooh,
"Oh, I do ballet."
When you say I do drag, they say,
like, "Oh.
you do what now?
you dragged well.
I'm a drag.
Oh.
It's just there's a whole
Or they did back
spectrum
then.
of
You
responses.
know what I mean? Now I feel like if you say,
Well, it depends on where you are.
yeah, that's true.
Like,
That's true.
my day-to-day job now is that I'll be here where it's like, oh yeah, I'm over Drag Race. I'm like so, desensitized to all that. And then like in the next day I'll be in a city where I know makes them uncomfortable when they ask me what I do, and I tell them. And sometimes it makes you feel like not safe or whatever. But anyway, to go back to the mum thing, she wanted me to just be in a safe space and just doing something that was lovely, and probably stay in England, meet another ballet dancer, settle down in London, and just do whatever.
Although we could argue that ballet safe space. I mean, all the toxic shit that goes into ballet.
When you're a queer person,
Yeah.
it's very not what you. I mean, at first, okay, so when I went from like regular high school to boarding ballet school, the benefit was that I didn't have to come out because people were just like, "You're gay, right?"
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah. I've been there.
sickening, great,
Cool.
So that was nice,
Oh
but
my
then,
God, like you guys have the same colors I do.
yeah, literally, like,
Right?
Yeah.
We're all Girl Scouts.
right, exactly. And so you sort of feel at home. And then as you get older and you go into a ballet company, you're like, sickening, there's other gay people here, I'm supported, whatever. And then you get into casting of roles. And systemically, like a ballet, especially old traditional ballet, is so heteronormative. It's so like the more masculine and muscly and tall and like the Prince and Sleeping Beauty you look, the more likely you're just going to get whatever role you want. You're going to get the top tier casting. For me, I realized even when I went to a more contemporary company in San Francisco, I was like, I've reached maybe my limit of like my casting bubble, and like I'm just not someone that's good with sitting pretty and doing nothing. Like I need to do more. So that was why I just left it. And my mom was like, how are you gonna make a living? How are you gonna just?
So wanted to start doing drag in England, right?
No, here.
Here. So you moved here. When did you move here?
Here.
Here. Yeah.
You can be British today.
The language of the colonizer is just so pretty. Woo. So you wanted to be so you moved. When did you move here? When did you move to Sacramento? And why Sacramento?
I know. That's why everyone's always like, what? I think the Drag Race producers were like, Sacramento. Like,
I mean, it doesn't take a
fascinating.
drag race producer to wonder why you moved to Sacramento.
Everyone is like,
what's-
why?
what's the
I got
answer?
lost.
No.
So I moved to Sacramento because I got a job with Sacramento Ballet.
Okay.
And ballet is the kind of industry where, in one city, there's not 10 different companies you can pick from. There's 1, 2, maybe 3, maybe 4. And those are just the major cities. So I was auditioning for lots of different companies. I had a job in Eastern Europe, in Bratislava, Slovakia was my first job. And
How was that?
interesting.
Yeah, let's just leave it at that.
I was like, love it. I'm good.
Yeah, I had the foreskin, tried it somewhere else.
Yeah, it was great. They have really cheap beer, nice food,
And foreskin.
and foreskin. And I said, thank you so much. Goodbye.
Try the gray stuff. It's delicious.
And then someone said, oh, I know someone who's looking for male dancers in Sacramento, California. And all I had was California. So I was like,
Yeah.
palm trees, heat, America.
To be in America.
And I had an American passport. And I was like, cute accent. I think the American accent is cute and charming. I know that none of the people in this room think that probably, but I was like,
Oh, I think
love
that sounds
American
amazing.
accents.
I don't know why you would.
But you know what I mean? It's like people's like, we don't have an accent.
We don't really.
You know,
And
and
you not do us like that. We don't have an accent.
we don't have an
We
accent.
don't have an accent.
You know what? I will make fun of Americans as much as I want because I'm subject to it every
Of course,
single
you can
day.
make fun of Americans as much as you want. We just voted for Trump. The fuck?
God.
We are the laughing stock of the universe right now. My God, not
Well,
to bring that
England's
up.
not that much better, but
Truth.
so
Ken Starmer's better.
what was I saying?
You
Sacramento.
were
Sacramento for a ballet job. And I was like, Sacramento, I got there and I was like, I'm probably going to be here for a year tops. It's not the vibe. It's very, I wanted
You thought you were
New
getting San
York
Francisco
or like something
yeah.
fabulous.
Yeah.
And so I sort of was judgmental of it at first. And then,
I would be judgmental of Sacramento.
yeah. And,
I love it.
but I,
Shit, this is video, so I can't.
I know,
do
you
the-
can't.
They can see when I do
the wink, the wink, the wink. They can't see me. No, I fell in love with it because of the people that I met, like the friends that I made. Like I was 20 at the time and then I was 21. And there's just this sort of like experience that a lot of English people don't get when you go to college, university, that I think a lot of Americans get, where they just get drunk and crazy at fraternities or whatever that is for you. Like
You don't do that in England?
I don't know, or I didn't experience it as like a ballet person.
Oh, because this is your first time to
we're all about work.
Yeah.
So I was like having fun and
Sucking dick.
sucking dick. I had sucking dick and cock, and I had my first boyfriend there too. speaking of which. So I fell in love. I met all these people, and we were making no money, but the rent I was paying $600 or less a month for like a 1-bedroom apartment. It was insane. And
Wow, that's
know,
really good prices for Sacramento. Jesus.
I think so. And, I was dancing a lot because it was a smaller company. And, and then the reason I joined Sacramento is because they let the dancers choreograph their own ballets.
Okay.
So I started like making things. I started like organizing formations and coming up with steps and thinking about costumes and music.
And then so this is when you wanted to do drag, right?
Well, I wanted to.
But we're going to talk about that when we come back from break. You see how I set that up?
You did. You're getting so good at this.
Ooh.
You're getting so good at this.
We'll be back. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Mwah. And we're back, everyone. I hope that you took a good break, and I hope that you did like a poopy or something. I always like to say that. It's cute,
Poopy.
right? A poopy.
It's way cuter than this massive shit.
I mean, my God, right? Like, if you're taking a massive shit, you want to listen to me while you're doing it, like, that's fine. You know what I mean?
Honestly,
my voice
most
is like
people
amazing.
probably are.
They probably are.
Yeah.
Like, hi, if you're taking a shit right now, hi. You're doing great, sweetie. More roughage, like my mom would say.
Don't push too hard.
Don't push too hard.
And
We
don't
don't
stay
want that
on
to
the-
go to the butt, doctor.
Nope, don't stand on the basin for too long.
That's a mess. Okay, so let's get back here with Lady Camden here, the amazing, the illustrious, the talented, the beautiful, the funny, the pale,
Rosy cheek.
rosy cheeked. I love it. The queer, the amazing, my
Yes.
friend. So you were talking about you moved to Sacramento, you got some black dick. I'm sorry, you got some dick. And then so what made you start wanting to do drag?
So after SAC, I moved to SF, San Francisco,
Yeah.
and I was with a contemporary dance company. Was pretty happy dancing there too, but I got injured, which a lot of dancers do. I had a back injury. I did like a lift that was insane, and just accidents happen. And I slipped a disc in my back, and I was out for about 4 months. And for the first month or so, I wasn't really able to like walk, really do anything.
What was that like?
Awful, definitely, because I think when you train your whole life to do something and you honestly start to value like who you are as a person by work because you just love what you do and you just wake up every day feeling like you have purpose because you're like, I'm part of this company, I'm part of this moving art. I feel like you feel beautiful because you learn how to dance beautifully. So even if you don't love how you look. You feel like if you dance beautifully, then you feel beautiful. And it gives you so much purpose and so much like reason for getting up. Even when you feel shitty, you're just like, I have to go. I have to serve my purpose. I have to be there. Part of this whole thing. It was really awful. It was like depressing as fuck, but I've just never really been someone that sits in that.
But it also sounds like
Depression for very long.
it sounds like it may be breaking that created a space for you to then find drag.
Yeah.
It sounded like it was like everything you thought of, right?
Yeah, and like when you are part of a dance company, you're doing other people's choreography. You're doing someone else's vision. You are the paint on the canvas. You're not like the art. You're like the cogs in the machinery, whatever.
You are the paint. You are the
Yeah.
canvas, maybe. You're the easel.
But
you
it's
know what
not
I mean?
your ideas.
Yeah, you're the brushes on the paintbrush.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you're not the painter.
And I remember being at the back of the studio and I would make little jokes to some of the girls and I would make them laugh and I was like that. I felt like the
Oh
token.
my God, you're funny? When
No,
did
but
you become funny?
they thought I was funny.
Oh, okay. I was like, whoa, what is that? Are you saving that for the third act?
They weren't used to real comedy, you know.
Lady
I
Camden
was working
funny?
on my material. I can be funny sometimes
Sure, on tour.
when I'm hungover as fuck. Yeah.
Okay,
To
so go
myself. No. I just felt like I was like the token gay guy, and I was like this bubbly character that would cheer other people up when they were bored or you know whatever. And I just felt like a lot of who I am is getting completely lost at the back of the room. And when I got injured, I was like, oh, this is an opportunity to just like think of.
So what
what's
year was that?
next. 2017 or 18.
Oh my God. So that means when I saw you, that was your first time doing drag?
I was pretty quiet about my lack of experience. I think like the first person that asked me to do a gig was Camille Toe. And she was like, do you perform? And I was like, oh yeah, all the time. I was fully lying. I'd never, ever done a gig before.
Oh my God.
I didn't even have a name. And so she was like, okay, well, give me your number. Da, da, da. And then I was like, I asked my friends, you guys have to come up with a name. Like, what's my name? And, you know, yeah. So
that's really funny.
I
I
think-
mean, but
yeah.
you had done a gig, but never a gig like that. That's really funny because I feel like I feel like you lied to me, bitch. I feel because I don't remember. I feel like when I met you, and I remember like, yeah, I feel like when I met you, I remember like, oh, so you've done drag before, and you're like, yeah. Da, da, da. Like I literally would fucking remember if this was like this is my first performance or this is my first or second. So
Where
yeah,
did
you
we-
definitely told me you were a season performer.
do you remember where we first met?
No, because I'm the main character of my story. But
Yeah,
where
same.
where were we? Do you remember?
No,
Okay.
just saying.
I mean, Monroe's at Midnight Sun.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
I think that's the first time I saw you perform.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah. If it was pre-pandemic, I was definitely like,
No, that's what I'm saying. Monroe's.
Fresh
You
still.
did Monroe's at Midnight Sun, right?
yeah, I was so, anytime I got a gig, I was just like, oh my God.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. With like one, I couldn't tell. So this is now me. I have to compliment you. You're amazing, right? Like definitely couldn't tell that was year one. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? So wait. So hold on. Let me put this timeline in. So you started doing drag.
I would say 2018.
in 2018, and then you got onto RuPaul's Drag Race, and
I auditioned in the pandemic, so it was 2020.
so you still within 2 years of doing drag.
No, I think maybe I was 17 or something. That seems a bit.
So
ridiculous.
3 years. So within
Yeah.
3 years of doing drag, you got on Drag Race. So that is a start.
Okay, yeah. So one thing to
That's amazing.
thank you, but like dancers are crazy. A lot of artists are crazy. We get very.
Sit in this moment and say thank you.
Thank you.
Like, learn to take the fucking compliment. You know what I mean? You're a star and I love you. Okay? You did it. You know what I mean? It's great. Now let's go on. So what did you like about drag?
I think ballet is really serious and perfection driven. Drag just felt like it was the opposite of that. It was like a bar on a Wednesday night or whatever night where people were coming in to just forget about their regular job or their stress, and someone's yelling at you on the microphone, telling you to do a shot. It just felt like nothing was pretentious. Nothing was like, if you're not perfect, then we don't value you. It was more just sort of like, we're here. We're all here to just forget about what's outside the bar.
Plus, I mean, I would imagine there's probably a little bit of fear after of like injuring yourself after having had an injury. So that maybe drag allowed you to like
I think
do dancing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dance, but not have to push yourself as far as would maybe injury performing.
I
at
think
ballet.
what pissed me off was that I was getting
So I'm not right.
Well, no, you are.
Okay, thank you. I just want to make sure my Dr. Oz hat was on because I just like I felt it. Like I felt like in the zone. Like I am like
Oprah.
therapizing
I am,
this
like,
right now.
killing it.
Woo! Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
So yes, and yes, and I think I was pissed off because I had gotten a smaller version of the injury before. The director of the company was like, "We need you to bulk up. We need you to get stronger. We need you to like just be stronger at lifting."
Oh, so now he's throwing the toxic masculinity shit on you after an injury and all that other shit.
What did I do? I did it. I went to the gym. I like had personal training. I was getting up at 6, 7 in the morning, and bitch, I do not enjoy getting up in the AM.
Yeah,
ever.
I mean, who does?
No one.
You're a psycho.
If you do, you're a liar.
I mean, if you like getting up in the morning, I'm not gonna judge you. I want you to change your life.
Right.
Figure out something out there, people.
Yeah. So I was already like trying to change who I was. I was like, I'm trying to get more strong and like enjoy the masculine side of being a male dancer. And I sort of tricked myself into believing that that's what I wanted. And I started to get good at it. And I was getting the feedback from them and they were like, wow, Rex is really killing it and blah, blah, blah. And I felt strong. And then I got injured again. And at that second time, I was like, I'm doing this for them. I'm not doing this for myself. I'm making myself miserable. I fucking hate this. I don't want to.
Your
be
body hates
masculine.
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my body is literally being
your body's like no masculine, baby.
No,
masculine. Not like that. Not like that kind of masculine girl.
Not lifting.
Yeah, you need to be lifting. I need to be lifting this cock.
Right. Go to the nail salon, get your nails did, bitch.
Right,
Go to the
bro.
fucking gym.
I mean, you can lift and get your nails did and
Which is
lift
what I do
correctly.
now.
You know what I mean? Hello, and that's why I saw that ass, girl.
Thank
I
you.
complimented you when I was like, okay, man.
Yeah, I was like, when you give a compliment, I do feel like it is absolutely genuine. I don't think you like are fake with your compliments ever.
Yeah, no, I try not to
I don't
be.
think you have the bandwidth and the patience to be
I don't.
not real.
No. And you did look great, and you do.
Thank you. But the difference is when you're doing it for someone else, and then I spent many years not going to the gym, and now I go to the gym for no one else, and it actually is not good for drag, but I don't care because it's
not good for drag. It might not be good for the drag that you used to do, but drag is drag, girl. You do your own drag. You drag.
Yeah.
You want to be a little bit more muscular with drag, then be a little more muscular. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's all types of drags, all types of women. There's all types of whatever.
Yeah.
That's the change you want to be, bitch. And just, take out, you have to take your outfits out a little bit.
I know.
But you might be able to do some more tricks. Like, more muscle means more, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
more,
true.
You know what I mean?
Something else. It's been fun to look back on that time and be like, woof, I would never just do all that shit for somebody else.
Girl, you're gonna look like a fucking women wrestler by the time you're done. Like,
wouldn't that be a gag? I would
China White.
if I ever went back on TV, I'd love to be like, I am the new cameraman. That's not gonna happen.
I love it.
A British cameraman.
Okay, so I know you've talked about Drag Race a lot, so I don't want to talk about your time with Drag Race.
We can talk about it as much as you want.
No, it's fine because but I do want to talk about like what was it like not being able to tell people?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like because I think it happened right around the coronavirus too, right?
Yeah.
So what was that like? Not being able to like tell people that you had been on the show that was coming out.
The people that I know, that I talk to, people at the club, everyone fucking knew. Everyone knew. Everyone at Bow, whoever knows. So there's this weird dance of like, they know I can't say anything. I know that they know I can't say anything.
Because you try to sign an NDA, honey.
Right. Yeah. I was also a bit crazy. I made like Wigs by Tips sign an NDA that I'd made myself, which means nothing. It holds nothing in court, but I just made and she was signing it like, okay, sis, whatever.
Okay, girl. Like,
whatever you need.
Is this a
right.
crayon?
Crazy Spice.
Right.
Like, she's like, girl, I've done this 8 years. And you know what I mean? She's
you
like,
have to get these notarized.
whatever you need.
Okay, girl.
Whatever
like,
makes you sleep at night.
The back of this gas station is sure. Okay, signed, seal delivered.
These designers are like, okay, sis, whatever. Everyone fucking knows already. Yeah, I don't know. I think I was just excited.
But you want to know what's really funny? I knew that there was something going on with you. So like we had like Bo had just like opened again, and I saw you perform. Yeah, and you walked off the stage and didn't pick up a single fucking dollar. And I said, oh. Some changed, baby. Because a year ago, that bitch would have been like,
Oh my God.
I
don't need it.
You looked great. Your hair, everything was different. Like, and you could tell that there had been a lot of investment in there. But the thing for me was when you walked off and didn't look glance back at that money, walked all the way out the club and to the back, I said, something has changed.
Look, I love that. I was like,
I remember being
thank you
on
so
the
much.
second row.
You
Yeah,
can keep
yeah,
it.
yeah,
You
yeah.
can keep it.
It was hilarious.
Oh
I
my
was like,
gosh.
okay, oh, so somebody is gonna get that for her. She's probably on the show. Like,
Oh, I love that.
yeah.
What a lovely shift.
Oh my god.
Capitalism.
Okay, so what about like how about like when the show started and you couldn't tell anyone of the results? Was that hard? Like because you knew
Yeah.
up to like a certain point, right up to like finale or whatever.
Yeah, I think I wasn't as cocky as maybe I should have been. I think I knew that I was final four or five, sorry. And I don't know, I just was like still worried about what people were gonna think about me, which is not how I feel now. But at the time I was like,
That's called anxiety.
yes, exactly. We've talked about this, like how some of it aids you and some of it hinders you. But like at the time I was just so like not taking it in
It's
because
called being like humble too, right? Like you don't necessarily,
Yeah.
but it's. I mean, because you know what I mean. But you also can't be too. I mean, you can't be too. You're in a catch-22 because you can't peacock too much because you're not. No one's supposed to know.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
it's not like you can't be down on yourself because you're not. You can't just be like on like Instagram making like winking like they're gonna be like, girl, I'm gonna sue you. So like you kind of have to act humble, right? Like
I think it's also about what you enjoy yourself with people. Like, and to tack on with the previous episode with Minister Scone to talk about talent. I think that when you spend your life working on other stuff and like you dedicate your life and you make sacrifices, social sacrifices, leaving home sacrifices, money sacrifices to do something you love in a different field, you know that the notoriety that you get from that is really hard earned. And it's not just because of a fierce moment on TV. And so I think that I knew I can have a fierce moment on TV. That doesn't make me a talented drag queen. That doesn't make me a good performer. Just because I got a catchphrase or whatever, like the people that I look up to, the people that I admire have earned it over the long period of time. So I didn't assume that I was just going to get what I wanted from that one moment. I just
but I think that you can do that, but I also think that's selling yourself short. Like there's a level of talent and stardom that gets that someone is able to do and just jump in. Granted, you were a trained dancer before, but you know what I mean? You're still like there's a level of, you know, whatever that got you within 3 years to there. And that has also kept you going since that. You know what I mean?
to tag on what you said before about the early, the not doing it that long.
Yeah.
I think there's also some of that too. I kind of went in there being like, I know how to kind of do makeup.
Yeah.
I know I can perform the house down.
Yeah.
But like, I have no lips.
Yeah. Or wigs or how, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Like I don't, whereas a queen that,
oh shit, you don't have lips.
no, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like,
like, yeah. I mean, you're giving me the only like were you
but that
part
was
of
a
the royal
critique on my
family?
season too.
Like, were you part of the royal family? Like, my God. That was a critique on your season that you don't have lips.
I have the chin of the royal family.
Oh, really? You know what's funny? I can't remember what season it was. And it was literally like every single queen had gotten lip fillers.
Right.
And I was just like, that's not cute. Like,
And then I came in with
yeah,
no
like,
lips.
well, I mean,
and you were
it's
like, well,
it's
maybe some lips.
You know,
That's
girl,
nice.
let's not even talk about me and lip fillers and how.
Have you had lip fillers?
No, girl, but I'm black. I have I have the Negro lip. Okay, my lip fillers with slavery and racism. Okay, that's what that is, baby. Okay. Whoa.
I was like, I'm not commenting on that. I don't think I can. I'm gonna
an
just,
ally. Lowercase a. Okay, so continue.
So I think I don't know. I just, if I had done drag for 10 years before, I'd be like, this is my fucking time. But I think I hadn't done it enough to feel that way. And then I also, like I said, the people that I look up to in what they do have earned that over a decade, over years and years and years of sacrifice and like just giving their life to it. The dancers in the ballet world that I look up to are people that have been doing it
Forever.
for so long, and they that is who they are. It's like their identity. So I didn't want to walk into this being like, I don't know. I feel like when I think of stardom and fame and deserved success, I see the work that's gone into it beforehand. And I just didn't want to rely on a moment on TV. And
Yeah, and I mean, I think.
but I'm also crazy. I don't know.
No, you're not crazy, but I think that's also why you're still going. Because you're doing the work, and we've seen some of the shit you're doing, and we're going to talk about that
After
when we
the
come
break.
back. But actually, no, this is actually not.
Ooh, a tease.
The end of our first half, everyone. Yes, because
that's
this is
right.
a two-parter.
Yes.
Oh my God, does that mean I have to wear a different outfit? Oh my God, yeah. So
Yes, it does.
I'm gonna be fucked.
And I need a new outfit too, so I'm going to go in your closet. And
Yeah, okay,
find
cool.
something.
This is gonna be amazing. So yeah, thank you everyone. When in Rome, this is our first half interview. Thank you, Lady Camden.
Thank you.
We are going to stop recording and pretend like this is gonna come out 2 weeks later. And then we're gonna give you a whole new round 2 interview after this. So yeah, this has been fun. My first visual interview. I know I look amazing.
You look very
You
visual.
look amazing. This has been a really great interview. I'm probably gonna look at myself and be like, he looks fat, but that's my anxiety.
It is.
I love you. When in Rome, keep it sassy, San Francisco, and that's it. Mwah, mwah. Bye.
Look at me knowing my camera.
Right. Fa la 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 la.
Hello.
Fa la 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 la.
Hi.
Fa la. It's just me right now, not
Oh, I'm
you.
so sorry.
Fa la 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 la. Ooh. Ah. Yeah, mama. You know, Nico came back
Hello.
and said,
How are you?
Hello. I was
How are you?
about it, and you and my mom are never gonna meet. I was like, huh? Okay, because you would just say whatever, and she would. I was like,
How are you gonna?
I feel like if we met, we'd both be on our best
Or do I
behavior
need
and say hi and be like, I was like, you're weird. Now I'm gonna meet that bitch just because you said
I can do like
that.
this.
Sure. I'm gonna go there and not even tell you. Hey. Yeah.